back to another episode of Dream Team, where players select their all-time 1 to 11 of people who have shaped their career, best players they've played with, people who've enjoyed playing with. Tonight we're here with Matt Mohan, who's come through the ranks and is now part of our first team. Evening, Matt.
Good evening, Scott.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you? Happy New Year.
And you. Right, okay. So first question before we get started. When did you first get involved in cricket and how?
So after the 2005 Ashes, I was about 3, 4, 5. Me and my dad just started sort of messing around in the garden. And then after that, I think I was about 6 or 7. I joined Lee and played a youth cricket there for a couple of years. Got into the district setup. And when I was 10 or 11, I think, I moved over to Southend. That was post-merge. And then started playing adult cricket, I think, when I was 13 or 12. So, yeah.
Okay. What made you move across to Southend? Was Kevin coaching in your school or something like that?
Yeah, Kevin was my district coach.
Okay.
And I sort of just wanted a bit of a change, really. A bit of a new scene. I'd heard good things about the adult setup as well at Southend. So that was a big attraction.
Okay, so talking about your adult career, do you remember your first game of adult cricket?
I think it was a game in the 6th team at the Garrison. And I think I bowled 2 overs, went for 16. So it wasn't the best start.
Yeah, that was one I found actually. I did, yeah. And another one the next year was the one I had as your first game at home to Bellis.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
wasn't the best start. A duck batting 5 against a guy called Rob Long, who, why he was playing against the sixes, he's probably a 2s bowler and 3 overs, but you only had to defend 84, so quite a short game, but good memory to remember your first game.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make a start on your 1 to 11. Your opening batsman, number 1.
First of all, I've got Dave Endervy.
Okay.
Dave was the man who captained me in the 16 to start off with, and he also managed to persuade my dad to come and play as well in the same team, which was really nice for me, sort of being able to sort of mature a little bit cricket-wise, and then have like my dad there to support me as well.
Yeah.
And the reason I picked Dave is he's just a really, really nice guy. He's really genuine. He always made me feel really welcome in the side. And obviously it's Dave, so he's allowed to have a laugh on the field and off the field as well. But he hated losing, which I think was a really good way to start, because obviously it was fun, but also you've got to have that ethic sort of instilled in you pretty early on. That obviously is fun, but we're there to win as well. So that was one of the main reasons I enjoyed playing for him.
See, I think people talk a lot about Dave, about the things he does off the field or the funny incidents with him, but people don't appreciate that he's a lot better cricketer than people give him credit for, because he's made the best out of what he has. And as a captain of like the lower team, he always gives the youth a chance, doesn't he? He bowls them, bats them, and as you say, when you were coming through, you bowled quite a few overs for him.
Yeah.
I remember near just as you were leaving his team, I wouldn't say he wanted to get rid of you, but he was like, "That's getting too quick. It's hurting my hands now."
Yeah, I had to force him to stand back. I think he'd never used to, and then after like a year or so, he started moving further and further away from the stumps.
Creeping back each week.
Yeah.
No, he's as you say, a very, very good cricketer, very good club man. And a lot of the youth who come through have got a lot to owe to Dave, because, as you say, he does a lot for them. And it's very underrated, I think. So a good choice. Okay, and opening with Dave?
Newman Khan. Newman was there when I was first breaking into the second team. And again, like Dave, he's always just made me feel really welcome. He's really supportive, very sort of positive about me as a cricketer. And he sort of just enabled me to relax a bit in a team that was filled with a lot of good players at the time. and he just sort of made it really comfortable. And I opened the batting with him for about half a season, and it was just so easy to play with him at the other end because he's probably the best batsman I've ever played with. Um, and it was just really, really encouraging to have someone like that at the other end who you know you're going to get runs. You can sort of relax a little bit, take the pressure off you. And he'd always just say, if I played a bad shot, he'd always say, "Oh, that's in the past now. Just forget about it, move on to the next ball." Which again is a really positive message for young cricketers coming up.
Never a man of not huge amounts of words, Newman, but when he speaks, you listen, and it's generally something that's useful, especially coming through, as you'd say.
Yeah.
No, good man. Okay, so number 3.
Joe Sibbons. Joe was captain of that 2 side. He gave me a lot of chances as well and put a lot of faith in me as a bowler and gave me some chances batting up the order as well. And I think I enjoy batting with him the most out of anyone because it's like Newman, it's very comfortable. Obviously, you know that Joe's going to do a job at the other end. He never, ever gives his wicket away as well. And he's quite a calming influence on me, I think, when we go out to bat together because I can be a bit of a maverick, I think, when I
good way to
when I go out to bat.
He just reins you in a bit, does he?
Yeah, we've had quite a few good partnerships in the past. I think a couple of times where we both got 50s, and he's often pushed on. He's one of those players who always seems to get runs and do well, even if it's fielding in the covers or coming on to bowl a couple of overs at the end and getting a wicket and stuff like that. So great person to have in the team.
How good's Joe been as a batsman, especially the last couple of years in a team that's struggled a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, last year he was, I think by miles the best batsman in our league. I think he got about 750 runs in what was basically half a season.
Yeah.
It's like I say, he just never gives his wicket away. He puts such a high price on it, and he's very careful. But at the same time, he can sort of just flick the switch and go from sort of getting maybe 1 or 2 and over, and just go to getting like 10s plus. It's just I haven't actually seen anyone bat like that really before. So he's just very, very good.
So another excellent team man who stuck with it when it's not been easy last couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay, mate. Number 4, who are we?
So it's a guy called Rodney McKenzie.
Okay.
He's a young wicketkeeper at Wickford and probably got the best hands of anyone that I've seen play. So, and also he's opening the batting for Wickford Ones as well. He's 16, so pretty impressive.
Yeah. So does he stand up to you or?
He has, and he hasn't really looked too bothered about it. But most of the time he's standing a bit back, but I think he stands closer than most people do. Not just to me, to any of the quick bowlers that we've played with because I play an under-19 league over there.
Right, so he's 3 years younger than a lot of people in that team.
Yeah.
Okay.
But obviously he carries his weight more than most, I think.
Yeah. I believe he was talked about by Nasser Sain in the summer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I think Nasser said something about him being the most talented wicketkeeper they've had at Essex since James Foster or something. So very high praise indeed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good batsman as well, as you say. Opening the batting for Wickford Ones at 16. Excellent. So just while we're on about Wickford 19s, how's it gone in those games? You've done quite well, I believe.
Yeah, I think we got to 2 semi-finals in a row in the county competition, and I wouldn't say that we've got the most talented team, but I think the team spirit and just sort of everyone sort of bounces off each other quite well, and just sort of you can sort of engineer wins by just being a better team rather than having better players. So it's been really good for developing me as well as a cricketer.
So it'd almost be like a bit like a New Zealand team, if you're mentioning like an international team, perhaps not got all the best world superstars, but just clickers at
Yeah,
1 to 11, that sort of
yeah.
thing. So is it just yourself and Shane from the club who play in those games, or?
Uh, yeah, just me and Shane. I think there was a couple of people a couple of years ago that played a few games, but they haven't really been seen around much since then. So
Does it give you a good perspective on cricket playing in that team as well? Some different set of lads, different set of.
yeah, it's just nice. I think it's just nice continuing youth cricket because obviously it finishes at 15s normally
Yeah,
unless you play for Essex. It's just something else afterwards that sort of keeps you. I don't know. It just sort of keeps your youthful sense about you because it can be a bit difficult going into adult cricket and playing with people that can be like 30 years, 40 years older than you. So it was just quite nice to get a bit of a change.
yeah, as you say, it's very strange that youth cricket finishes before school finishes because under
Yeah.
15 is the last year, isn't it? And it's straight,
Mm.
almost straight from there into a men's team, and it's a long
Yeah.
day with people, as you say, maybe 30, 40 years older than you. So, yeah, no, it's good to play. And have you got
Yeah.
another year of that left, or are you?
Yeah, I think I'll be going back this year, obviously everything permitting. So,
Yeah, no, it's good, good stuff. Okay,
mm.
mate. So back onto your team. Who's five?
Joe Robbins is 5 for me.
Okay.
Um, Obviously, people have spoken about Joe before. Um, he can just turn a game like on its head in about 20 minutes. I've seen him do some amazing things on a cricket pitch. I was there when he got 238, I think, against Old Southendians
Well,
in a 40 over game, and it was just crazy to watch.
did he open the batting
And
that
obviously,
day?
no, I think he was at 4. I think I think I came. It was a friendly at the start of the season. I came in at 3. I think I got 30 runs. I think about 26 of them came through the slips. And then he came in and just started smashing it all over the place. So I felt great about that afterwards.
As you say, a phenomenal batsman. Did you open the bowling with him in the ones? Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I did. I think year before last.
Yeah,
Um, it's a bit like batting with someone like Newman or Joe. It's just sort of having someone at the other end that you know is doing their job and doing it well. So it takes a bit of pressure off me personally when I was bowling with him.
yeah. That's it. Phenomenal cricketer, as you say. And
Yeah.
was he was captain? No, wouldn't have been captain then, would he? But
No, no.
still, as you say, a very good influence.
Yeah.
Talk to you about how to
Um,
bowl, where to bowl.
yeah, and he's just again very welcoming for me into the team because that was the first year that I was sort of playing first team cricket, and it was
Yeah.
just really nice to have someone supportive there with you to sort of guide you a little bit.
Okay, mate. Great stuff. Yeah. Okay, so on to 6 now.
Lucas Wiggins is at 6.
Okay.
Um, I think me and Lucas are probably the uh, best mates on the cricket field, but it doesn't always go to plan. I think I enjoy batting with him the least. We always seem to run each other out, so probably a bit of exuberance on both our parts. But yeah, it's just he's someone that I've come up playing with in youth cricket since I've been here, and at district as well. And it's just he was playing last year in the second team, and it's just really nice to have a familiar face from youth
From you.
back in the side. So hopefully we'll get to play together a bit more because we haven't actually played together too many times in adult cricket.
No. Okay, fair enough. I didn't realise you played youth cricket with Lucas. I didn't realise you were the same age. Tell us about Lucas a bit as a batsman. What kind of batter is he?
Um, I think he's quite an unlucky batsman. He did get a shoulder injury a couple of years ago, and it sort of threw him off just when he was sort of getting going up the teams and getting more runs. He also needed 2 runs off the last ball of an innings to get 100, and his partner only ran 1, so he was stranded on 99.
I didn't know
Um,
that.
so yeah, I think that was in the 5th team a few years ago. But yeah, he does have a lot of talent with the bat. It's just sort of it hasn't all clicked all at the same time for him.
No, that's right. I remember he played in the third team with me 2018, and he scored a lot of runs that year, probably 400 runs maybe, but he's
Yeah.
probably got 8 or 9 30s or 40s, and
Yeah.
you're like, kick on, Lucas, get 60 or
Yeah.
70, and you get a lovely 30 or 40, and then
Yeah.
just not quite make it into a big score. But as you say, a good lad, good fielder.
Yeah. Good fielder. Likes to say that he can bowl, but
Yeah,
I
that's it.
might argue otherwise.
Also, not lovely lad, Lucas, who I've always gone with. Not the sharpest tool, is he, in the box?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
The only reason I say
I
that
can't. It wouldn't.
is the only reason I say that is because I asked him to copy up the scorebook once, and he
Yeah.
did. And I said, Lucas, you've copied up our innings, not their innings. So we've got our innings twice.
Oh.
And he was like, oh, is that not? I said, why would we want our innings twice? Oh, right. And then I think he did it again the same next week. The same
Oh
thing.
wow. I think I was at one of those games
Yeah.
actually. I might have been.
But
Oh.
yeah, as you say, lovely lad, good cricketer, and hopefully getting back next year for a
Yeah.
bit of quality and say good
Mm.
lad around the field. So
Yeah.
okay. So number 7.
Steve Hunt.
Yeah.
Um, I hope you won't mind me saying this, but I think he's one of the players that sort of either comes off and wins you the game, or it doesn't quite work out for him. But obviously, very, very talented, hits the ball really hard, plays some amazing shots. I think one game this year he came in last ball at number 11, just hit a straight 6 into the road at South Church Park, which was showing us all how it was done. I think we'd
Yeah.
lost that game. But a great bowler as well, really on the spot and gets quite a bit of movement of the ball as well. And another person that in the second team, first team, last 2 or 3 years that I've been playing there has just made me feel so supported and so welcome. And yeah, just he brought a bit of fun into the side as well, when it could have gone a bit downhill with some of the results that we were getting, but he always had a positive outlook on stuff.
So as you say, it's very, very natural talent, Steve.
Yeah.
So many shots. Again, a bit like Lucas, just doesn't click sometimes,
Yeah.
does it? But
Yeah. Yeah.
so also he was captain this year.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Good
Obviously a
bloke to
difficult
captain
year.
with.
Yeah, he always he put a lot of faith in me as a batsman and a bowler, a bit like Joe did, as I said earlier. Um, and it's just sort of let me mature as a cricketer a little bit, have sort of some expectation on me rather than just being the new kid in the team, just like give him a few overs, let him bat at 6 or 7 or whatever. But he's just sort of pushed me on a little bit, and hopefully will continue to do so for the next few years.
Good stuff. Okay, so moving on to we're on to 8 now.
Yeah, Aaron Butcher.
Okay.
Again, a really, really great guy. Always very supportive, like asking if I was all right and if everything was okay when I was coming into the team. But also a really, really talented cricketer. And I think when on the days that he got it right, as a bowler, he would be unplayable. And as a batsman, he would just look like he'd never get out. So I've got quite a deep order with him batting at 8, but
Yeah. To
yeah,
say,
great fielder as well.
so I think a couple of years ago, probably a year before you started, he was in the second team, and
Yeah.
he's getting 70, 80 every week. Got 140, 131 week. So very,
Yeah.
very good batsman. And once he's in, so many
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah. Great runner between the wickets as well.
Yeah.
Very quick. Yeah.
And
Hopefully we'll get him back for. Sorry?
oh, so yeah, as you say, having come back. And also, would you say more of a
Yeah.
batter or a bowler or just genuine all-rounder?
I would probably say all-rounder, I think.
Yeah.
I know he used to be a bowler. I think he suffered a bit with injuries, but he's turned himself into a really good batsman since then. I think valuable to any side that he would play in, really.
Yeah, as you say, can definitely do both. Okay, so we'll talk about the players you've played with. When you were growing up, who were your cricketing heroes?
Um, James Anderson,
Okay.
for one. Um, Kevin Peterson as well, uh, just for the sheer sort of genius of his shots. It was a different kind of genius to Jimmy, I think, but both of them just brilliant. And obviously AB de Villiers as well, just for completely changing how people bat, really, just basically on his own. Um, so yeah, those are the three main ones for me.
So would you say you've sort of modelled yourself on Peterson and de Villiers as a batsman?
Um, I wouldn't go that far. maybe I'd take a comparison to Jimmy as a bowler, I think. Maybe not. I'm not quite at that level batting wise yet.
Okay,
Or
no,
bowling wise.
no, it's a pretty tall order to match them just yet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So back to your team, number 9.
Graham Butler's at 9. Um, a spinner. When he can just be unplayable. He just puts it on a spot. He's really tall. Gets quite a bit of turn as well. I think he's probably one of the hardest spinners that I've ever had to face in nets, just because of the height that comes down from and how much turn he gets. It's really difficult to face, especially with me not being the tallest either. And I've seen him have some amazing bowling spells. I think he's got 8 for 35 in a game a few years back that was unfortunately rained off, but he's one of the players that can just sort of win you a game in a spell.
Yeah, but
Or
very
just tie up
underrated
an
player.
end. Yeah, yeah.
So was Graham one of your coaches when you came through the youth, or was that just before, was he
Uh,
just after you?
I just missed Graham. I had Kevin Grant and Danny Saggers were my
Right.
two sort of managers and coaches. But I know I've done some work coaching the youth and worked under Graham, and he's just doing a fantastic job at the moment, running the under 13s and under 15s. And his son Kieran has been playing with us for the last year as well, and he's going to be a very, very good batsman.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. Kieran's what, 14, I think, 14,
Yeah,
15.
yeah. Taller than me, already got a men's 100.
Yeah,
He's he's gonna have a very bright future at the club, I think.
that's it. Yeah, as you say, about going back to Graham, very good clubman, always scoring. If someone needs
Yeah.
doing, he'll do it. Just a general
Mm,
good bloke to be around.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going on to 10 now, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another player that I've come up with in the youth setup, and that's Luke Guyler.
Okay.
Um, a couple of years younger than me, I think. Left arm bowler. He took a 5 for this year in the second team in I think his second appearance for the twos. Um, he's got great control over the ball and he gets a lot of swing as well. And again, like I said about Kieran, he's definitely going to be a very key part of what the club's going to move towards in the next few years.
That's it. So with his bowling, as you're saying, good pace.
Yeah, yeah, he's quite a big lad.
Yeah,
Gets it down quite quick. He's another bowler that's actually I find quite difficult to face in nets. He gets a bit of bounce as well.
okay. So moving on from Luke, your number 11, Matt.
Number 11's Adam Hunt, and I can't thank Adam enough for how much he's done for me. He's supported me so much for the last 3 years. Um, Very encouraging, but also critical when need be. Um, and like Steve, he's put a lot of sort of positive pressure on me to perform for the team, and that's just really helped me develop over the last couple of years. And obviously, a great cricketer as well.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a good spinner himself, very
Yeah,
intelligent
yeah,
bowler.
yeah. Good captain as well. Sets the
Yeah,
right fields for me.
that's nice that you don't have to do a lot of it. Adam's got
Yeah,
good
yeah,
tactical knowledge, isn't he? Just knows
yeah,
what to do
exactly.
when.
Yeah,
No, that's good. And probably a better batsman than 11 as well.
yeah. I've got a very long long batting order in this team. I think
That's
if
it.
I was in, I'd probably be at about 9 or 10. So
No, that's it. Yeah, you back deep in this side, but no,
yeah.
it is a good side you've picked. Anyone who you think unlucky to miss out? Must be a few names who you thought could go in.
Um, uh, Phil Everett is someone that's made cricket very fun when I've played with him. So I think he'd be quite unlucky to miss out. My dad as well.
Yeah, been a big
Obviously, is
influence in your career.
yeah, very big influence. Throwing tennis balls at me in the back garden since I was just holding a bat. Um, who else? I think we had an overseas called Ash McCafferty a few years back.
Yeah,
Um, Bowled extremely quickly. Played with him a few times in Sunday League. There was one time we were at Billericay and there was a guy who'd come into bat for them at number 5, I think. And the captain said, "I'll just go easy on him. He hasn't played for a few years." And Ash just said, in typical Australian fashion, "Well, he won't be in very long then."
no, he's a good cricketer, Ash.
Yeah,
So
very good
quick.
cricketer.
Just on your dad, going back to your
Yeah.
dad. Had Dad played cricket before you got involved?
No, he was watching the '05 Ashes with me.
Yeah.
He'd been sort of vaguely interested in it, never played a couple of times in school, but just sort of very, very casually in sport. But like I say, Dave got him into cricket, sort of persuaded him to, "I'll come down have a game. Like it's the 6th team. It's not too scary." Um, and now I don't think Dad could imagine not playing cricket every Saturday in the summer. So
No, it's good. It's
yeah,
good that the pair of you brought in. Dad's become a good cricketer. That's why I was surprised that you said he'd never played at all. So
yeah. He had a lot of practice in the garden facing me. I think
did he?
that's what he'll. I'm sure that's what he'll credit it to, if asked.
That's fair enough. No, not a problem. Not bad. Not a bad way. Well, Matt, thank you very much for your time tonight, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
No problems. Hope all goes well at uni, and we
Thank
look
you very
forward to seeing
much.
you on the field in the summer.
Yeah, hopefully.
Take care. Thanks, Matt. Cheers.
You too. Cheers.